Welcome to the D Post Sports Chat. I'm Drew Rubenstein here again with Todd Murray to discuss the WVU baseball team, which is out in Oklahoma City for the Big 12 baseball tournament this week. WVU opens up play against Kansas with a Wednesday morning game, and Todd, you'll be there. And obviously the Mountaineers want to make a run, go as far as they can within the Big 12 tournament, but the overriding issue is also the NCAA tournament, and West Virginia seemed to feel pretty good about its chances a couple weeks ago, but a 7-game losing streak heading into Oklahoma City has now forced them to do some work in Oklahoma City. Where are West Virginia's chances right now, and what do you think they need to do to ultimately get that NCAA bid?
Yeah, sitting with 27 wins, you can't be comfortable, with that at all. In the RPI, they've fallen to 31 on the NCAA site and 29 on WarrenNolan.com. So it was still very iffy. As you said, they definitely need to win some games. The more, the better. The good thing about this is I think what Randy Macy has proven to be really good at in his 2 years here is getting them through these rough patches. He seems to stay even keeled. He doesn't go off the deep end when they're in these losing skids. He didn't earlier in the year when they had their 7-game losing streak and they came out of it. And he's not now either. And I think the players really pick up on that, because I think if the head coach panics, the players are going to panic too. So I think he's staying calm, telling them that their time is here to win, and I think that will serve them well going into this tournament.
That's interesting, because that goes along with the next thing I was going to ask you. Is Ryan McBroom, while traveling via bus from Lubbock to Oklahoma City, said entire team's confident, we haven't lost our edge at all, we still feel really good about ourselves. And I think when you initially read that, you just kind of wonder, like, okay, is this just players speak? Do they really mean it? But it sounds like you actually do think they mean it.
Yeah, I think they do. They take their cue from Randy Macy, and they have in the 2 years that they've been here, and they understand if they make a deep run in this tournament and could get to that NCAA regional, nobody's going to remember that they lost 7 games to close out the season. But again, you have to keep that in perspective. They played at Kansas and at Texas Tech, which are two of the toughest places in the Big 12 to win.
When you look at their draw within this bracket, open up against Kansas, team that you said swept them, and then if they win that first game, if they find a way to get past the Jayhawks, more than likely playing TCU, another team that swept West Virginia. Both of those series were on the road, but still, are these bad matchups for West Virginia? Did they get on the wrong side of the bracket, or what are your thoughts on where West Virginia sits there?
Yeah, I think obviously it's difficult. There's no denying that, but I think it's doable. West Virginia swept Kansas in the regular season last year, then lost to Kansas in the first game of the tournament. They're going to have Harrison Musgrave going, and they're always very confident with him on the mound. It hasn't worked out every time for him this year, but I think they believe every time he's out there they can win. And then Ross Vance has been very strong this season, as well, even against a great TCU team. And they're going to be confident with him out there. So, these are could be two very difficult first couple of games of the tournament. I don't think that they're impossible at all from WVU standpoint.
Obviously, if West Virginia earns its first NCAA tournament bid since 1996, that'll be viewed as a great step in the right direction. But I guess looking at it, how important is it to get into the NCAA tournament? How will this season be remembered if West Virginia gets swept in 2 games of the Big 12 tournament and season's over? How much is riding on the significance of this season? How much of that's hinging on what happens here in Oklahoma City?
Yeah, I think it's huge. If they get swept out of this tournament, and it's going to be a tough pill to swallow until next year. Even though they've had some great wins. They beat Texas 2 out of 3 here in the last series at Hawley. Beat number 12 North Carolina and Chapel Hill. So they've had their moments, but I know they really want to get to that regional, so people can quit talking about how it's been since 1996 since they've been there.
All right. Well, Todd, have safe travels out there.
Thank you.
Big 12 tournament runs from Wednesday through Sunday, and then selection show is Memorial Day, and we'll see what happens with West Virginia. Please continue to check ddpost.com for the latest on the Mountaineers. Thanks for watching again.